Well, the New York Times is now on the board. As they say, this was just handed to me. Jeremy, we just talked about NATO. I'll read the first 3 paragraphs. There are few things that President Vladimir Putin of Russia desires more than the weakening of NATO, the military alliance among the U.S., Europe, and Canada that has deterred Soviet and Russian aggression for 70 years. Last year, President Trump suggested a move tantamount to destroying NATO, the withdrawal of the United States. Senior administration officials told the New York Times that several times over the course of 2018, Mr. Trump privately said he wanted to withdraw from NATO. Current and former officials who support the alliance said they feared Mr. Trump could return to his threat as allied military spending continued to lag behind the goals the president had set. This is what we were talking about.
And I've heard senior national security officials in Washington say that on the morning that this happened, on the morning that Trump actually threatened to pull out of NATO, the aides were emailing back and forth and actually looking up on Wikipedia, of all things, can the United States, in fact, unilaterally withdraw from this multilateral treaty, and what, in fact, will be the repercussions? And it was only because of the intervention by senior aides, including John Kelly, at the end of the day that the president didn't go to the microphones and withdraw America from NATO. But think about how much Vladimir Putin has achieved by getting an American president to the brink of destroying the one multinational coalition that has served as the primary check on Soviet, as you mentioned, and now Russian expansionism.
And Robert, this dovetails with our conversation with you tonight. What qualifies as the mainstream Republican Party, people who would identify themselves as patriots, who realize the post-war alliance has kept the peace largely on this planet, would normally come out forcefully and vocally about this peace.
At first, many Republicans thought in 2017 that President Trump, along with Steve Bannon, were these nationalists who were taking over the government. Now, 2 years on, that idea has fallen away as Bannon's fallen away and others have left. And what they really are left with is a president who sees politics and foreign policy in the same prism he saw real estate, transactional. He always believes someone else is cutting a corner, trying to play a scheme on him or the United States. So he doesn't think about things actually in those nationalistic terms in the way Bannon does. It's about the transaction. If he doesn't see the money coming in from U.S. allies, he's prone to say to his own advisors, let's just get the heck out of NATO. And this has alarmed many within the administration, but again, stunned but not surprised by those close to him.
You had something to add, Jeremy?
Well, just that this is going to be a major flashpoint, Brian, between congressional Democrats and the White House, because they're going to want to talk to the interpreter. They're going to want to see the interpreter's notes. They're going to want to talk to the Rex Tillersons and even the current Secretary Mike Pompeo about all of these issues. But this is an area where the president, again, under our constitutional system, has the most power and probably the most prerogative to say, hold it right there, Congress. I'm not sharing this sensitive information with you. Only I can dictate American foreign policy. And here, Brian, we don't have a real remedy for it other than the I word, impeachment. If the Congress of the United States thinks that American foreign policy has been corruptly obtained for improper, maybe illegal purposes, that's the impeachment issue that the Democrats in the House will have to grapple with.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.